What is going on, traders? Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. Glad to have you. Now in this video, we're going to be going over the watch list for the week of October 25th, 2021. All right, let's get to it. Now, of course, the first one we're going to take a look at is Digital World Acquisition Corporation, ticker symbol DWAC. Now, everybody knows this one's been on a hell of a run for the last few days, and Monday this frenzy may continue. So I marked off a few levels around 95.25, 45, 15, and 1482. Now, between these levels, there wasn't much stagnation or consolidation, so it shot from here up to here, thought about it, and then gapped up the next day and thought about this range and hung around this range for the majority of Friday. This is the 15-minute chart, so every one of these candles represents 15 minutes. All right, so if it drops from this level down, there's no real support or resistance in this area. It could fall all the way back down to around $45. If it breaks this on the way down, it could fall all the way down to $14. So the first thing you're gonna want to take a look at is the pre-market levels of the volume. If this is all the way up past 10,000 by 7 a.m. Tomorrow, it could be possibly on its way back up again. All right. So like I said, there was no consolidation levels around here. There was some, it bounced here around 120, 121, and then from there it shot all the way up to 175. So you want to keep all of these levels in mind, because if it passes 175, it could go to 200, could go to 250. You never know. So just keep your eye on the volume on this and play it like you see it. All right. All right, the next one we're going to be taking a look at is Funware, ticker symbol PHUN. This is a sympathy play from DWAC. This one had a good couple of days also, and it settled around $9 at the end of regular trading on Friday. So I marked off a couple of levels I'm going to be watching here. So it's going to be, if it's above $9 in pre-market, this one could be on its way on a run also. Next level up will be 1150 as resistance, and then the level above that is going to be 1435. If it shoots above 1435, it could be on its way up to around 1840, and then back up to all-time highs around $24. So keep these levels in mind and just play what you see. All right, another one of these momentum plays we're going to be watching is Remark Holdings, ticker symbol MARK. Now this one popped last week from under $1 to up to $2.17 at the close. Now you want to keep an eye on the pre-market volume on this one. If this one decides that it wants to stay above 172 in the pre-market, this one could pop all the way up to 262. From there, the next level I have is 301. The level above that is going to be 382. Now, if I go out on the daily chart on this one, you can see the all-time high for this stock is around $15. So with enough momentum, this one could shoot pretty high. So keep this one on your watch list and play it safe. All right. Okay, moving away from the momentum plays, the first one we're going to be taking a look at is Tesla, ticker symbol TLSA. Now, Tesla had a great week last week with a lot of nice pops. It hit its all-time high of $910 before it started consolidating between $905 and $910. Now, all indications on my charting shows that Tesla could be in for additional pop above $910 tomorrow. It could dip down into this demand zone that starts around $896. It could dip in here and then shoot back up. So pay attention to the pre-market levels and watch this one for a break above $910, because from 910 it could shoot to 912, 913, 915, and then 920 throughout the course of the week. All right, so keep this one on your watch list. All right, next one up is Roku, ticker symbol ROKU. On Friday, Roku sold off quite a bit, all right, before bouncing back a little bit and consolidating around $323. Now, what I'm looking at here is Roku to continue on its way up, and the next level that I'm looking at is $337 and around 25 cents. Now, Roku is in the process of negotiations with YouTube, Google, on the use of the YouTube apps on the platform. Now, if they can't come to a consensus, no new YouTube downloads will be allowed on the Roku until they can work this out. Current users that have YouTube installed can continue to use it, so I'm not sure how this information will, or this news will, affect the stock to the downside, but keep that in mind when trading this one this week. If it decides that it wants to sell off on this news, the next level that I have is $305, and before that is $297. So be prepared on Roku to either shoot up to recover and fill this gap from the sell-off on Friday, or sell off all the way down to these lower levels down here before their earnings. Okay. All right, the next one on the list is Square, ticker symbol SQ. You can see I have a lot of levels on this one. This is one of the stocks that I'm currently learning how it behaves, so I mark all kind of levels on it to watch and see what it does. All right, for me, I'm watching the $250 level on Square. Now, if it continues to sell off a little bit, because I believe one of the Jefferies analysts on 10/7 said that Square was a must-have in your portfolio, but then this past week he came out and said, the same analyst came out and said that he figures that Square is going to miss on their earnings. Now, that news did make it sell off a little bit. Now, let's see if it continues to sell off, and if it does, it may drop down to 248. From there, there's a big gap to fill all the way down to 241. So if it shrugs off this news up to the upside, there's a big resistance around $255. And if it breaks through that, the next high level by the end of the week could be $264. So like I said, with all of these plays, go ahead and make sure that you're prepared to play the stock to the upside or the downside. So make sure that you mark off these levels. And just for information, let's see here, when is the earnings? The earnings on Square is on 11/4, all right, after hours. All right. Okay, that's the end of the major tickers that I'm going to be watching next week. But just for some slow movers that I'm keeping my eye on, one of them is McAfee, ticker symbol MCFE. All right, so this one's bounced off this $20.50 level, and it's been on the way up. If I go ahead and take a look at the weekly chart on this one, it had a nice good 2 weeks on this one here, and it popped above the 30 SMA, but it has not, the MACD has not crossed up, so I'm not getting into this play. Plus it moves really slow, like 25 cents a day and stuff like that. I don't really have time for that, but if you're really into those slow moving plays, you might want to keep this one on your watch list. All right. Another play that I've been watching is CarMax, ticker symbol KMX. All right, this one meets my criteria. I actually met it 3 weeks ago when it popped above the 30 SMA for a long-term swing. And you can see the last 3 weeks, it's been having some good success with volume. This first week here, it had a lot of volume. And the next 2 weeks, it didn't have as much volume, but it did produce some nice looking candles, going for its all-time high around $148. So keep this one on your watch list. Like I said, it crossed above the 30 SMA and the MACD crossed up, so this one has a lot of momentum to continue shooting up to an all-time high around $150. All right. Another play that I'm in and I'm going to stay in for the time being is going to be Nike, ticker symbol NKE. As you see, the last 3 weeks has been gaining momentum and trying to get some of this sell-off back. It bounced around 147 and is back on its way back up to $175. So I'm in this call for December, Nike call for December. So I'm in this one, and as long as it stays strong, I'm going to stay in this trade. All right. All right, one last symbol, one bonus symbol, let's call it that. It's going to be Electronic Arts, ticker symbol EA. Now, FIFA came out with news saying that they're going to be ending their licensing agreement with EA over their FIFA brand. And this is pretty big news because, FIFA and football in general is the largest sport in the world. So this could affect this stock in a negative manner. So you want to keep an eye on EA and see if they can shake off this news, or if it decides it wants to sell off. All right. If it decides to sell off, you want to look at levels 139, and then after that 136. Okay. All right. And that is the end of the video. Hopefully you found some value from some of the tickers that I mentioned. And if you did, please consider giving this video a thumbs up. And if you would like, you could also follow me on Twitter for any breaking news that I see throughout the week between videos. You could either use that information to play the stocks to the upside or to the downside if you so choose to do so, all right? And until next time, talk to you later.